My name is Malcolm Brooks, and I live in Rockport, Maine. The house where I live in turns out to work as a recording studio and a teaching studio, and above all, a documentary songwriting studio. Documentary songwriting is just one more method of writing songs. What's important about the method is it's based on actual experiences that people live, and it's based on the idea that there are many things that happen in one's life that are meaningful and emotional and deserve to be represented in music. And that ideally we should all be free to sing about those things that happen to us and not think, is this a good song? Is this a proper song? Is this a commercial song? But just, this is something that means something to me, and it may mean something to somebody else in my community. Spoken to one of my professors at Prescott College about pursuing it as a doctoral research project and writing my dissertation on it. And somehow it came to pass that he said, well, let's have you demonstrate that in front of a group. And that group, that community of scholars, well, I was pretty nervous about this. One of my fellow doctoral students, Marcus Slovin, said, yeah, I'll do it. I'll tell a story and we'll make a song. And so there we were in front of maybe 30 people. And we created the song together, and people were crying and they were weeping, and they wrote comments like, this was the most enthralling thing I'd ever seen. And it had to do with being able to witness a creative process firsthand, to have there be nothing, then have to be something of beauty. The process itself, witnessing the process, seems to have been extremely well received by the community. Anywhere we go, they don't understand it until we do it, and then they always want it.
It's not easy to be here, to get here, to live here. This is where we are, the mailman and the teacher. This is where we are. Okay, so what if it's not easy to get here, to live here. This is where we are, the mailman and the teacher. Yeah, I like that a lot. It was a process that made sense to me, and no other process really I could understand how to write music. I always got blocked at the first or second line of trying to write a song. But through this, it was so much of a fluid process that, yeah, he kind of brought me into without me knowing. And ever since, that's been the way that I know how to write songs.
I guess what I love about it is it just makes songwriting so accessible. Something that I was always interested in and just didn't feel very capable of it because I didn't feel like a great writer. And it just allows you to write songs about anything with anybody. I think that's pretty cool.
I don't have to be creatively inspired. I just have to be curious. As long as I'm curious about, I wonder what that person would sing about. I wonder what would the police chief in Rockland sing about if someone said, what would you like to write a song about? As long as I have that curiosity, there'll be some creativity, because the creativity comes from the actual conversation. The creativity comes from what they say in their experience. The creativity comes from life itself.
Well, Dave, you've come home. You can do that too. It would be the same as Vegas. Oh, you're the prodigal man appearing like a prodigal man. All right. Decorated wall disappeared to Las Vegas. You're the prodigal man appearing like a dream from a prodigal world I've never seen.
There are three goals. One is that I would like there to be documentary songwriters who make their living going out and doing field research. They visit a village, or they go to a factory or prison or school, and they teach people to write their own songs, and also they gather stories there and help people, they collaborate with the people to generate songs. A second aspect is that I would like there to be a curriculum at a university. You can major in it. I would love to have people be able to major in documentary songwriting. And then I think the third goal, and I think this is a really fascinating one, is so what should they sound like? If these songs come from all aspects of life, from all sorts of communities, then the rules about what makes a proper song, what makes a fitting song, a commercial song, a standard song, well, they fall away. So I would like to discover what kind of musical styles and musical sounds come about when people let those styles arise from the words themselves and from the stories themselves. I think if I had those three goals, I would be able to do this with my hands and say, pretty good job.
I was sitting at a coffee house, looking out the window.